In 1930, an article was published in Time magazine, one of the prominent news weeklies in the United States. Readers were shocked and appalled by the revelation that a man was creating a third form of life, half human and half ape. The person conducting the research, known as the Half-Man, Half-Ape Project, was a former lieutenant and animal breeder named Ilya Ivanov. Animal breeding is the study of genetically improving animals and creating new breeds, and Ivanov was particularly renowned in the field of artificial selection among animals, having successfully artificially inseminated a horse for the first time in the world in 1901. He operated a specialized center where he artificially inseminated over 6,800 horses and achieved success in artificial selection for other animals, such as cows, sheep, and rabbits. His accomplishments led to him being appointed as the inaugural head of the Moscow Central Institute of Animal Husbandry, gaining recognition as a world-renowned scholar. He further ventured into crossbreeding experiments between zebras and donkeys, mice and guinea pigs, and even attempted interbreeding between humans and animals, contemplating the possibility of such crossbreeding. Yes, especially with primates, it might be possible, he thought. Astonishingly, he decided to research interbreeding between humans and primates. Considering that primates such as chimpanzees shared over 95% genetic similarity with humans, he deemed the project feasible. Ivanov embarked on a comprehensive study to create a life form that no one had ever imagined, a hybrid of human and ape. In 1927, he traveled to Africa, the primary habitat of primates. There, he attempted artificial insemination between female chimpanzees and humans. Moreover, having established a new research institute in the Soviet Union, he imported 13 male orangutans from Africa. Shockingly, he conducted experiments attempting artificial insemination between these male orangutans and 5 volunteer women. However, all attempts resulted in failure, as none of the women or the female chimpanzees became pregnant. Furthermore, the 13 orangutans brought from West Africa couldn't adapt to the harsh conditions of the Soviet Union and all died. Despite these setbacks, Ivanov persisted with his half-man, half-ape research. He began seeking funding for his research by writing letters to potential sponsors, one of whom was Charles Smith, a member of an American atheist organization. However, Smith vehemently opposed Ivanov's insane research. He exposed Ivanov's activities to Time magazine, leading to the worldwide revelation of Ivanov's clandestine, half-man, half-ape project. People condemned his research as inhumane and unethical, demanding its immediate cessation and labeling him a mad scientist. Ultimately, Ivanov was arrested by Soviet police on charges of conducting experiments without Stalin's approval. He was sentenced to prison and eventually deported to Kazakhstan, where he died in 1930. However, in 2005, shocking revelations emerged when the Moscow archives publicly disclosed documents they had secretly held for decades. It was revealed that Ivanov's half-man, half-ape project had actually been ordered by Stalin himself. After Lenin's death in 1924, Stalin, who had seized power in the Soviet Union, faced significant challenges. At the time, ensuring national security and strengthening military forces was paramount, especially with the recent end of World War I and the need to catch up with European industrialization. However, the population was a problem. The devastating famine of 1920 and the casualties of World War I had severely depleted the workforce and military manpower, and Stalin needed a solution. Thus, he began seeking more robust and novel human weaponry. One day, Stalin learned about Ivanov and arranged a secretive meeting. Consequently, Ivanov was entrusted with the half-man, half-ape project, with Stalin providing substantial financial support and pressuring Ivanov relentlessly. Despite Stalin's backing, Ivanov's experiments to artificially modify primates and humans continued to fail, leading to public outrage when his research was exposed. In response, Stalin shifted blame onto Ivanov, holding him accountable and ultimately orchestrating his demise. However, some argue that Ivanov had independently pursued the half-man, half-ape research as early as 1910. during his time in Austria and had convinced Stalin, who was already seeking new human weaponry, to provide financial assistance. If Ivanov's experiments had actually succeeded, it's possible to imagine that half-human, half-ape beings could be living among us, concealing their true nature